Dublin versus Springboro. Starting lineup is 19 for Dublin on defense number 13, Rick Hayes. On defense number 24, Gavin Shepard. Forward number 19, Bo Kim. Forward number 22, Jan Andrews. And forward number 23, Keegan Hoover. And in goal number 35, Wesley Keegan. For Springboro, starting line number 4, and defense, Marshall Cohen. On defense, number 23, Justin Peters. Forward, number 7, Colin Albert. And forward, number 6, Ryan Schroeder. Forward, number 88, Sam Hickson. And in goal, number 54, Jay Dickinson. If everyone would stand and face the flag for the national anthem. Caitlin Zabrinski is a freshman at Springboro High School. If you're singing that one.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly he hailed at the twilight's last gleam? Sunshine and bright stars through the perilous sky, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and rockets and rocks, the monsters singing there, came through.
And good evening and welcome to the YouTube channel of South Metro Sportsplex. This is Lee W. Mound with you here as we bring you another Capital Hockey Conference battle as the Springboro Panthers, who have lost 3 in a row, starting with the 1-0 loss against Moeller here, a 4-1 loss on the road against Olentangy, and a 10-3 loss against Bowling Green, will host the Rocks of Dublin Coffman. Dublin Coffman comes in 3-19-3 on this season with a first-year head coach in Justin Tabor, a graduate of Olentangy Liberty. Tony Morris has been at the helm of Springboro hockey for the last 10 seasons. The Panthers in the home white jerseys and Dublin Coffman in the black jerseys with the white numbers and green trim on the back. The Rocks are heading down the ice to begin the game, and Springboro attacks up. It's Wesley Boyk in the net for the Rocks, going against Jay Kiplinger of Springboro. As Springboro looks to snap this 3-game losing streak, the Panthers 15-10 and 1 on the season, 6-4-1-1 in conference play in the CHC. Scooped up now in the left corner by Dublin Coffman. Coming back for it is Justin Peters of Springboro. 2 Rocks on the race back as Bo Sung Kim, one of 3 starting forwards for Dublin Coffman, towards the slot. Unable to get it to Kim. Here's a shot off the right shoulder of Kiplinger. Pulled down by Marshall Cohen of Springboro. Back to Cohen, away from the reach of Keegan Hoover. Hoover, Kim, and the Shamrocks. Cam Andrews, your first starting line out there for head coach Justin Tabor, and Grant Woods, the assistant. Here's Peters with the puck. Swings away from an incoming Cam Andrews. Bouncing wildly in the neutral zone as Marshall Cohen plays it and tries to sweep it away from Bo Sung Kim. Now to Justin Peters as a couple Panthers to the bench. Ryan Schroeder, who is a starting forward. Now here comes Hauser. There's a shot. Kiplinger through. The rebound out of the reach. I believe that's Andrews with it for the Shamrocks. Pushed forward towards the left by Zach Meyer. Surikov feeding Meyer left wing with 13:28 to go in the first period. No score. It's Wesley Boyk in the net against Jay Kiplinger. That's your goalie battle. Boyk happens to be the lone goalie for the Rocks. 3 scratches for this Dublin Coffman squad tonight. Cade Spiker, Ian Fight, and Joey DeCicer. Now in Coffman's own zone, pushing it forward are the Rocks. Marshall Cohen has it back with 13:02 to go in the first. No score. Tonight, the Springboro Panthers are giving up souvenir hockey sticks, blue in color. Many fans with them. Very cool item to get for free as you make your way to South Metro Sportsplex. Unfortunately, if you're joining us here on YouTube, there's no way to send you one. And now the reach, Ben Shefflin. Now for Marshall Cohen in front of incoming Cam Andrews. 12:30 to go in the first. No score as the Dublin Coffman Rocks back on top of it. It's Tally Burzin. Sweeps it by the Zamboni corner where Cohen comes up with it, opposite of Matthew Affordit. Cohen swings towards his left, goes towards the right. It's Coleman Hauser, who will dart one towards the neutral zone off the stick of Tiago Geronimo. 12:10 to play in the opening period. No score is Cohen. Cohen plays it, and we'll have a whistle as the puck leaves the rink, I believe. And 12:04 to play in the opening period. No score. A young Dublin Coffman squad, as last year the head coach of the Rocks, now the leader of the Sales hockey. Will drop at center ice as Coleman Hauser squaring up on the Springboro side. And picked up by Dublin Coffman. Good defense on Keegan Hoover, attacking on the left wing. Cleanup job by the captain of the Shamrocks, which is Tomo Sikon. Dons the C for Dublin Coffman. Now around the left corner. Here's Cohen, sweeps it away. Bo Sung Kim bumps into the back of the Springboro defenseman. Right point for Burzins. In front of Kiplinger, kicked towards the right. 11:35 to go in the first. No score as Dublin Coffman on the attack. And Marshall Cohen flies on the right wing. For this Springboro team, defense and Jay Kiplinger, the cornerstone. Shot on the gut of Wesley Boyk. And a save by Coffman's goalie with 11:24 to go in the first. And no score. We'll drop it to Boyk's left as the Panthers swap out. It's now a line of Hilliard, Surikov, and Meyer. 17, 18, and 97. I want to say that was Keegan Hoover going for the face-off. No, that was Cam Andrews for the Rocks. Darted towards the center of the ice. Incoming for Dublin Coffman is Alec Willis. Swung towards the off-ice officials. Will Tate back with it. He is one of 2 starting defensemen. Cleanup job by the Shamrocks. Also with green helmets are Dublin Coffman. Rough year for this very young Dublin Coffman squad, but they've stayed in most of the games this 2017-18 season as Peters prepares a check from Andrews. Nice check down low by Willis. Puck to Slade Surikov, darting off the left shoulder of Zach Meyer and picked up by Ben Shefflin. Puck in the Rock zone. Towards the right, Marshall Cohen sends it forward out of the reach of Sam Hickson. Main source of offense for this Panther squad, Sam Hickson. He can shoot it from just about anywhere in his half of the attacking ice. 10:20 to go in the first. No score between Dublin Coffman and Springboro. Springboro looking to snap a 3-game losing streak as the Rocks go for a dump and change. Now for Luke Halverson, left wing. Squeezed by Geronimo. Halverson still going for the loose puck. Tiago Geronimo bumped on the right boards as Hickson trying to get the loose puck over the right hand of Justin Peters. 5 minutes in and a couple seconds now. Marshall Cohen trying to go through the legs of Evan Mitchell. There's no score here from South Metro Sportsplex. Thanks for making us a part of your Saturday evening, as here is Jason Long going in front of Wesley Boyk, swept away by the Dublin Coffman goalie towards the right, and picked up by the Rocks in the black jerseys. Very sharp kit, like the green touch on the white numbers and the green helmets. Springboro, the classic blue numbers on white jersey look. Peters bumps a Rock in Mac Kenner Asbury to get the puck back out of the reach of Geronimo. Left wing, here's Peters with the drive up top. Halverson trailing. Shot goes high over the left glove of Boyk. Now around the right corner, one-on-one battle by the right point with 9:10 to go in the first and no score. Kenner Asbury now going on the other side for Josh Curtin. Kept in by Peters. The Shamrocks have a chance to play it out of their own zone. Delayed offside was going against Springboro. Now it's waved off. Flipped off the right side of the boards, and the Rocks are in their attacking zone. As Peters quickly with it, bouncing off the body of Keegan Hoover, and now picked up defensively by Justin Peters. Goes on the open side of the ice where the Rocks play it first on the left wing. Incoming is Meyer. Underneath Halverson, and it's offside whistle against Dublin Coffman with 8:31 to go in the first, and no score. For Springboro, just a couple games left in the regular season at home, this being one of two remaining. They're both against Dublin hockey squads. On February the 3rd, Dublin Jerome comes into play at 7 o'clock. But Springboro will be taking 3 road games in a row, even leaving the state of Ohio, going to Indiana and Carmel, Indiana, take on Zionsville. Last game of the regular season is at Bishop Watterson at the Dublin Chiller, which is also home to the Rocks, the Celtics, as it's picked up now by Matthew Thornton. And don't forget, Dublin Scioto, who do not have a varsity squad. They have a JV squad. They're the Irish, I believe. 7:47 to go in the first. No scores. Dublin Coffman back with a puck. Smooth trail by Will Tate. Going left wing. Squeezed by Surikov. Hickson had the puck. Bouncing back for Surikov. Straight ahead as Hauser and Hickson work the 2-on-1. It's swept away by Shefferly. Towards the right corner. Here comes a Panther. On top of it now is Hickson. Afforded close to the right point. Past Hickson. And now this is a good opportunity for Dublin Coffman. Shot goes wide off the stick of Ben Sheplin. Now afforded on the shoulders of Sheplin. Ben Sheplin. Loose puck behind the back of Matthew Afforded. Going to work against Bo Sung Kim. High over the net of Jay Kiplinger. Backup tonight is Jake Kirby for Dublin Coffman. Wesley Boyk is the lone goalie. There's a glove still in Springboro's attacking side of the ice. As now here's Ryan Schroeder looking to take off in front of Gavin Shefferly. Right wing time here. Schroeder looking for the first goal. Swings around the cage. Can't quite connect it to Hickson. And now Dublin Coffman going to work on a 1-on-2 with a third Panther approaching and knocking on the back of Bo Sung Kim. The puck back in Springboro's own zone with 6:26 to play in the first. No score. There's Cohen now. Swings towards the left. Cohen cutting over towards the neutral zone with Hickson and Peters on the blue line. Here comes Cohen. Right face-off circle. That goes wide out of the reach of Boyk. Now in the left corner, picked up by Geronimo. 6:06 to play in the first. Still no score. Great action here against Dublin Coffman Rocks and the Springboro Panthers. On the left corner, Heller bumped away as he frees it away. Picked up by Curtin behind his goalie's cage. Hickson with it on the other side in the right corner. Hickson. Now back towards the point is Marshall Cohen and Justin Peters. Peters has the puck off that Shamrock pass. Hiller left wing going for Meyer. Meyer's shot and saved by Boyk. 5:37 to go in the first. A great battle on tap, nearly 10 minutes in, as the Rocks and the Panthers are scoreless here at South Metro Sportsplex. In the preseason on November 11th, the Panthers fell to Dublin Coffman at the Easton Schiller by a 5-4 margin. As now action in the left corner, trying to find Zach Meyer the cleanup duty. Meyer towards the left face-off circle. Boyk looks over towards his right. Puck on the other side towards the slot in front of Boyk as the Coffman defense on top of it. Golf forward, past Peters. Incoming's afforded. Going against Bo Sung Kim, who had a great jump offensively for Dublin Coffman. Bo Sung Kim now towards the right is Keegan Hoover, looking for the cleanup job against afforded and Hillard. Working for Springboro. There's a third Shamrock there waiting, and Connor Kiersey. And now Meyer out of his reach, scooped up by Tomo Sakan. Full name is Tomohiro Sakan. Goes by Tomo. 4:39 to go in the first. There's a shot off the right shoulder of Boyk. Back to the left corner where Coleman Hauser squares up with Sakan. 4.5 to play in the first. Past Hauser towards Peters at the left point, and it's Dublin Coffman ripping it away. The Panthers strong on the right wing. Get it back. Peters with a little help from Slade Surikov. Still in the attacking zone as Hauser. They'll pick it back up. Kick forward by Keegan Hoover. Around the cage as Kiplinger slides towards his right. Cohen trying to push it forward. Nice dive from the neutral zone. Will Tate, like a soccer dive for a header, if you will. It's Marshall Cohen dropping it back. It's Hickson. Hickson shot, and that goes wide of the net of Wesley Boyk. The other side now, Hauser. And now here come the Rocks. It's a 2-on-3 back this way as the arm goes up as Springboro touches it. And we'll have roughing the call against Springboro for the first power play of the game, going to the visiting Rocks of Dublin Coffman. 3:43 to go in period number 1. There's no score here from South Metro Sportsplex, but the Rocks have their first 5-on-4 advantage of the contest. Jay Kiplinger, along with Matthew Ford and Marshall Cohen, Sam Hickson, and Ryan Schroeder, your 4-man penalty group, along with the 5 of Cam Andrews, who will take the face-off. Towards his right will be Ben Sheplin. We'll pick it back up off the end of the net. Roughing on Coleman Hauser with 3.5 to play and 1:48 to go on this power play for Dublin Coffman. Through the stick of Hickson, squared away by defenseman Gavin Shefferley. Now straight ahead for Sheplin. Nice job by Schroeder on that check. Hickson's got the puck again for Dublin Coffman. Marshall Cohen now working the Shamrocks 5-man group, chasing Marshall Cohen in the attacking zone, freeing it away. Springboro still has it behind the goal line. And the Rocks now on top of it. Cohen trying to push it forward. Nice pickup by Mac Kenner Asbury. 1:12 left in the 5-on-4 for Dublin Coffman. No score with 2:50 to play in the first. Second to last home game, and shorthander goal, score, Springboro! 2:46 to go in the first, and the Panthers draw first blood. I believe Hickson with the goal, and it's 1-0 Panthers. Still 1:04 to go on the Rocks 5-on-4 power play. Shorthander goal for the Panthers. And Springboro draws the first blood on tonight's contest. It is indeed a shorthander goal for Sam Hickson. The Panthers lead 1-0. Back to the Rocks in the neutral zone. Quick movement on the left wing. Nice job turning the back. Connor Kiersey. Zamboni corner. Kick save by Kiplinger with 39 seconds left in this power play. Great job by Tally Burzins. The puck does go by him, but he slows the puck down enough where the Rocks are able to pick it up just out of the neutral zone. Back to the Rocks defensively with 2:06 to play in the first. 1-0 favoring the Panthers. Ripped away from Dublin Coffman into the keep of Keegan Hoover. left wing towards Kiplinger, bouncing off the Springboro goalie and off the referee's left leg with 7 seconds left on the 5-on-4 towards the slot man in Kiersey, and Springboro breaks it up quite nicely. Cohen's got it, and the 5-on-4 is done. Hauser goes to the ice. He served his 2 minutes for roughing, and Springboro scores a shorthander goal in the first power play of the game for Dublin Coffman. 1-0 Panthers the score. Hickson looking for 2. As Hickson's got the puck from the left face-off circle, looking for Hauser at the point. Hauser on defense, going against a very speedy Keegan Hoover. Shot goes wide of the reach of Kiplinger over his left catching glove as Hauser towards the left for Forted. Gets checked, Hauser does, by Connor Kiersey, trying to turn the puck over. The Rocks will drop it back in front of Marshall Cohen, and Forted quickly back behind his goal line. Looks towards the left and hits it off the glass. Stopped off the right skate of Matt Kenner Asbury. Last minute of the first period, here we go. Panthers up 1-0 off Sam Hickson's shorthander goal. Hickson, left face-off circle, tipped away by Ryan Schroeder. Couldn't center it towards the net of Wesley Boyk. Now waiting at the point is Alec Willis. And now Coffman trying to attack down the ice. Racing forward is a second Rock and flipped in towards the Zamboni corner. That goes over the platform for photographers. 33.6 seconds to go in the first. Springboro 1, Dublin Coffman 0 off Sam Hickson's shorthander goal. We'll drop in the neutral zone closest to Springboro's bench and goalie. As that was Zach Meyer. Had a piece of it, gives it for Cohen, who's attacking up top. Here's Hillard with the shot down low. Nice 5-hole stop by Wesley Boyk. He'll prevent Brandon Hillard a chance of the rebound with 22.8 seconds to go in the first. 1-0 Springboro's the score. Face-off will be to Boyk's left. And off the stick, Brandon Hillard. Marshall Cohen will have to play it in front of the red line now with 15 seconds left in the first. Surikov against 1 Rock, 3 Panthers on 1 Rock. Second Rock will try to flick it forward, was the captain, Tomo Sakan. 6 seconds now left, still in the neutral zone as Hillard towards the point. Flicked back in by Sakan, and Marshall Cohen has it in a game of defensive pong, and that's 15 minutes in the books where the lone goal is scored via shorthander. Sam Hickson scores it for Springboro as both teams head towards the locker rooms for an ice cut, and we'll take the break with them. We'll come back for the second period. It's been a good battle between Dublin Coffman and Springboro, but it's 1-0 Panthers off the shorthander goal from Sam Hickson. We'll come back for the second period after this on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Second period about to begin here at South Metro Sportsplex as Wesley Boyk slides in his crease. And Jay Kiplinger back in his for Springboro. The Rocks are now going up the ice, and Springboro comes down the ice. Lone goal in the contest thus far, scored on a shorthander from Sam Hickson. Connor Kiersey will take the center ice face-off to open the second period against Springboro's Coleman Hauser, as it's a 1-0 Springboro Panthers advantage through 15 minutes of play. I'm Lee W. Mao, and thanks for joining us this Saturday evening here on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Hauser flicks it towards his left, intercepted by Bo Sung Kim of the Rocks. Swept on the other side by Marshall Cohen. By the way, for Springboro, the Panthers will be without the services of Mason Hobbs. Certainly hope Mason Hobbs is okay. And now, here's a flick for Schroeder, broken up with the stick defensively by Kevin Shefferly. Now right wing time picked up by Bo Sung Kim. Into the right corner against Marshall Cohen. Bo Sung Kim into the end boards. Towards the right, defensive grab by Sam Hickson. Goes for Matthew Afforded on the other side, where Bo Sung Kim will check to Afforded after he sends it around the corner. Back to Matthew Afforded as the Rocks put offensive pressure on the Springboro defense. Both teams with their opportunities, but Springboro capitalizes on the first power play of the game for a shorthander from Sam Hickson. A wrap around Wesley Boyk, and Springboro leads 1-0. 14 gone from the second frame. Springboro has it defensively. Here's Marshall Cohen going towards the right. Drop towards the right wing. It's a shovel by Zach Meyer. Towards the end boards, picked up by Hickson, who looks for two. That's Surikov, actually, avoids the check by Kenner Asbury. Now towards the left face-off circle, Surikov blocked twice off the stick of Alec Willis, one of the top returnee players for Dublin Coffman. Last year, the Shamrocks finished a record of 10-22-1 overall. Playing the red division last year. This year in the white division with Springboro, Moeller, I believe Olentangy and Olentangy Orange. Surikov picks it up with under 13 minutes to play in the second period. Here's Springboro. Clipped away, but Hillard gets the puck back, sends it high over the net of Wesley Boyk. Now to Meyer on the Springboro pickup. Around the right corner, it's Hillard. Now looking for Meyer. Meyer to Hillard with one rock in the way, and Matt Kenner Asbury. Mentioned one of the top returnee teams. There's a shot down low at the 5-hole, stopped by Boyk. And a stoppage of play with 12.5 to play in the second, 1-0 Springboro. You can read this article on DublinHockey.org, which is the Dublin High School Hockey Association's website, with the three Dublin squads of Dublin Jerome, who will be the last home game for Springboro, Dublin Coffman, the team that you're watching that's not Springboro, and Dublin Scioto, who's got a JV squad, but not a varsity squad from what I understand. Marshall Cohen, neutral zone, trapped by Cam Andrews. Peters will go back for the loose puck against Alec Willis. Willis will reach and get it back towards the left corner where it's scooped up by Ben Sheplin. 12:02 to go in the second, 1-0 in favor of the Panthers. Sam Hickson, shorthander goal. Marshall Cohen takes it towards the right where two rocks approach. Dublin Coffman in the black jerseys today. Real sharp kit for Dublin Coffman, like the green stripes and the thick white stripe. Here's Tomo Sakan, trying to rip it away defensively for Dublin Coffman. Nice pass to Hickson, shot off Boyk, rebound and whistled. As the ref did not see the puck bounce off Boyk and go towards the right. And as a ref, you blow the whistle when you don't see the puck. Wesley Boyk, donning the number 31 jersey today. First-year head coach Justin Tabor, graduate of Olentangy Liberty, also played for Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, Canada in 2010-2011. Also assisted with the Olentangy Braves for 2014-2015. Rocks on the offensive attack as Will Tate brings up the left with 11:17 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Springboro. These two teams met up in the regular season. There's a shot and save, Kiplinger. Nice save by Will Tate back in front of the blue line. A whistle with 11:07 to go in the second. 1-0 for Springboro. By the way, that game was the first regular season game on the season at the Dublin Chiller, where Springboro routed off a 3-1 win against these Rocks. Also a 3-2 shootout win against the blue squad of St. Ignatius. Fell to New Albany 5-2 and beat Dublin Jerome, who is one of the top teams in the state of Ohio, according to MyHockeyRankings.com. In fact, team number 7 in the state, as we'll have a whistle, and looked like the ref was starting to whistle tripping, but then he grabs his ear. But it's going to be a penalty on Bo Sung Kim and the Dublin Coffman Rocks, and Springboro will have their first power play of the game with 10:59 to go in the second. Panthers lead 1-0 on a shorthander goal from Sam Hickson. Schroeder will await a new face-off opponent. Looks like it's going to be Cam Andrews coming out. And it's swatted towards the right. Down low for Josh Curtin. It's slashing the call against Bo Sung Kim. Hauser in the slot with Schroeder. That hits off Boyk and towards the left where Surikov picks it up. Hauser still in the slot. And a rock sandwich between Boyk, the goalie, and defender Mac Kenner Asbury. Off the side of the net, and now the reach of Boyk, but picked up by defenseman Curtin. Swings it high into the Springboro bench, where the front row of Panthers players leans away from the puck. But head coach Tony Morris in the checkerboard light blue and white suit doesn't even flinch. That's impressive. Coach Morris has to teach me not to flinch when there's a puck coming my way. Kiersey will square up against Schroeder. Still 1:22 to go on the power play. It's 1-0 Panthers with 10:17 to go in the second. Towards the slot and flicked towards the corner. Josh Curtin with the Dublin Coffman clear. Curtin will go back to the bench and be replaced. Looks like out there is Will Tate. 1:04 to go in Springboro's first power play of the game. A slashing call against Bo Sung Kim. Left side, Cohen. Blue line for Hauser. Flicks it. Boyk off the chest and stop. And a shove, late shove, as the second referee has to break up. And I think the referee might be sending Coleman Hauser to the box. He points towards the sin bin with 9:53 to go in the second. And Hauser will indeed jump into the sin bin. As the Stripes will now move the face-off in front of Jay Kiplinger. I think we'll have 4-on-4 for 54 seconds. Then the Rocks will have a power play for 1:06. So Coleman Hauser to the box for unsportsmanlike activities. Cam Andrews squares up against Ryan Schroeder. That goes wide off the face-off circle. At the left point is Will Tate. It is unsportsmanlike conduct against Coleman Hauser. Avoiding the check very quick with the puck on the right wing was Ryan Schroeder. Looks for Hickson, who quickly boxes out Alec Willis. To the left point, picked up in the neutral zone, bounced off the stick of Willis. 25 seconds go in the 4-on-4. 9:21 to go in the second, where Springboro leads off Hickson's shorthander goal. It's 1-0. Surikov, poked away by Cam Andrews, stays with the speedy Springboro forward. Andrews trying to push it forward, but Surikov right there too. And it's dropped towards the left corner. 5 seconds remain on the 4-on-4 as Marshall Cohen has it. And the power play now starts for the Shamrocks. 1:05 to go on the 5-on-4 for Dublin Coffman. And Springboro brings it back. Springboro scored on the first power play for the Rocks. Sam Hickson, a wraparound goal past Wesley Boyk. Looks like he has the California Republic flag bear on the back of his mask, as Jay Kiplinger will jump on top of the puck. With 8:41 to go in the second. I guess not California Republic, the flag of California. And we'll drop it to the right after the Kiplinger save with 8:41 to go in the second. 48 seconds left on the Dublin Coffman power play. The Rocks second. And picked up by Dublin Coffman straight ahead off the ankles of Meyer by Tally Burzens. Controlled now by Keegan Hoover. Waiting at the left point was Kenner Asbury. Wide of Kiplinger. Closing in the far corner now. Meyer has it away against two Rocks. Connor Kiersey. 8:15 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Panthers. 20 seconds left on the 5-on-4. And it looks like Kiplinger has to stop. And the rebound won't come loose for the Springboro senior. 1-7 honored in the 1-0 loss to Moeller. That was quite the game, where the Crusaders scored in the third period. Very strong goal. Now behind the cage. 12 seconds remain on this power play. Ripped away by Alec Willis, looking to tie the game towards the slot. And it's trapped by Jay Kiplinger with 2 Rocks and 3 Panthers surrounding the goalie. Under 8 to play in the second. Still 1-0 for the Panthers. I'll drop it to Kiplinger's left this time. 6 seconds remain on the 5-on-4. Wesley Boyk will skate from the board back to his crease. Towards the neutral zone, picked up by Curtin. Going on the other side, one-timer goes wide, and the power play is done. Hauser to the bench for Slade Surikov. We're back to 5-on-5 with 7:46 to go in the second. And Springboro still leads 1-0. High stick now waved off as Marshall Cohen plays it away. On the left corner, down low is Willis. Looking at the other side as Springboro kicks it forward. Now here's Meyer. It whiffs by him. Quite a little detail of speed on that puck past Zach Meyer. Scooped up by Josh Curtin, going towards the left. Back to Curtin. Bouncing off the shoulders of Meyer. Meyer now back out. Hillard looking for some open room in that corner. Squeezed in the corner was Curtin, along with Cam Andrews. 1-0 Springboro with 7:02 to play in the second. Now in the other corner is Matt Kenner-Asbury. He'll drive it from the right wing. Connects it with centerman Ben Sheplin. Puck behind the cage of Jay Kiplinger. Flipped around the corner where Meyer. Behind, closing in is Kenner-Asbury. Waiting for it is afforded. Going around the corner. Waiting at the point now is Will Tate. Past Will Tate. He'll flick it in. And the late offside going against Dublin Coffman. The Rocks use this time to swap out a couple. 6:26 to go in the second. Out of the reach of Tiago Geronimo. We'll have a whistle and a delayed penalty now called against Springboro, and that's elbowing. Elbowing has been issued against the Springboro Panthers with 6:22 to go in the second. And that's going to be Zach Meyer to the box. I believe it's a 2-minute minor against Meyer. A 2-minute minor against Meyer, as I have to repeat that because I didn't like how I said it the last time. We'll drop it to the left of Jay Kiplinger. Quickly zapped over the head of Kiplinger from Will Tate. Got the puck, quickly zipped it, but just high over the net. Third power play for Dublin Coffman. Second full one, possibly, over the stick of Will Tate. Right wing, flicked back by Kenner-Asbury, looking for Tate. Will now drive it around towards his right. Waiting for it was Bo-Sung Kim, right wing. Kim now takes flight on the right. Pushed forward as Tate leaves it go. That shot goes high. Keegan Hoover into the protective net. And it'll be last touch by Kiplinger. We'll keep the face-off. And Dublin Coffman's attacking zone. Rocks trail the Springboro Panthers 1-0. I see the lower level just underneath the lobby. There's some Rocks fans with a home jersey, which is white in color. It's a little different as it says Coffman Rocks. Rocks short for Shamrocks. Like I said in the Centerville broadcast, which, by the way, if you're joining me for that, that was 7-1, Centerville winning. In the slot, trickled away. That goes wide off the stick of Alec Willis instead of wide left. Rocks keeping the puck in their attacking zone quite well in this possession. Cam Andrews with 1:07 to go on the 5-on-4. Back for Matt Kenner-Asbury. Shot save by Kiplinger. Trying to cane it forward is Andrews in the left corner. And now at the point, feeding and shot down low. Kiplinger stop. Ben Sheplin with the Coffman shot. Springboro saved by Kiplinger. 5:12 to play in the second. Springboro leads Dublin Coffman 1-0. Something I've always admired about the Dublin School District, the schools of Coffman, Jerome, and Scioto. Their mascots, so the nicknames all have to do with Irish things. Like I said, Rock short for Shamrocks. You see a 3-leaf shamrock on top of the word Coffman on the black jerseys. 4-leaf clovers are very lucky. At least I think there are in Irish terms. Now from the right wing, up ahead, going for Connor Kiersey. Down low, Kiplinger stop. 4:45 to go in the second. 1-0 Panthers off Sam Hickson's shorthander goal. That's the difference thus far. And like I said, preseason, it was a 9-goal battle where the Shamrocks pulled it out at the Easton Chiller for a 5-4 Rock win. In the regular season, Springboro got the first win of the year, 3-1 at the Dublin chiller. That was before the Thanksgiving tournament in front of Kiplinger. Lots of bodies with either black or white jerseys. Shamrock still control with 8 seconds left on the power play. Looking to get in the slot. Pulling out at the point. There's a shot wide to Kiplinger. Rebound, score! Looks like Keegan Hoover might have had the rebound home. That's a power play goal for Dublin Coffman. And we're squared away at 1 with 4:24 to go in the second. Dublin Coffman scores. It's a tie game at 1 with 2 seconds remaining on the third power play of the game for Dublin Coffman. The shorthander giveth, and Dublin Coffman on the power play taketh. Face-off is Evan Mitchell for the Rock side of things, going against Sam Hickson. Tied at 1. Scooped up by Zakon. Keegan Hoover does score the rebound. Bo-Sung Kim with an assist. Matt Kenner Asbury gets an assist along with Bo-Sung Kim, and Keegan Hoover scores. We're tied up at 1. We'll drop it to the right of Wesley Boyk. There's icing going against Dublin Coffman. Off the ice is Bear Spiker. Off the ankles of Halverson. Gets it back at the left point, and that will bounce off the knee of Cam Andrews. Rocks look for the first lead of the game. Springboro their second. That's icing against the Rocks, and will come back in front of Wesley Boyk. With 3:59 to go in the second, Dublin Coffman scoring on a power play goal. Just 2 seconds left. Springboro was 2 seconds left from killing off the third power play of the game. Rocks will send Cam Andrews battling against Coleman Hauser for this face-off. To the right of Wesley Boyk after the icing. The Zamboni corner quickly with it. Off the bounce is Tally Berzins. Around the left side, picked up by Sheplin. Sheplin looks towards his left. There's Andrews. Out of reach underneath the stick. Delayed penalty going against Springboro and a whistle. And tripping has been called with 3:42 to go in the second. Tripping has just been called. And looks like Coleman Hauser will be going to the box. Fourth power play upcoming for Dublin Coffman. The Rocks are 1 for 3 so far. The second one abbreviated at 1:06 after Springboro had a power play. 3:42 to go in the second. We're tied at 1. Dublin Coffman looks for the quick lead. That shot from the left point taken by Will Tate into the left glove of Jay Kiplinger. 3:38 to go in the second. Springboro looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Losses to Moeller, Olentangy, and Bowling Green. 2 of those 3 in league play. Bowling Green, the non-league game. Now for Keegan Hoover behind the cage of Kiplinger. Loose puck and swept away by Springboro. Take a sharp bounce into the neutral zone. Quickly picked up by Will Tate. Very young Rock squad. First-year head coach Justin Tabor. Grant Woods, the assistant. Listed away on a clear on the other side. Hickson trying to push it into the neutral zone. Rocks provide good defense on the blue line to keep it in. And Boyk heading towards his bench. That's a delayed penalty on Springboro, and this one's going on a trip. It looks like Ryan Schroeder will be going to the box for 2. And Dublin Coffman now with a 5-on-3 opportunity with 3:04 to play in the second. The Rocks are tied up in the second. They look for the first lead as Boyk scores a mouthpiece into his net. And the faceoff recovered by Dublin Coffman. Biggest PK hill for Springboro. They have 1:17 to go on a 5-on-3. Shot point Blake. Save Kiplinger. Tripping on Schroeder. Springboro pushing it in their attacking zone as Hickson looks for a second shorthander goal. He collides hard into the right corner and picked up by Hickson. They'll try to tease the 5-man power play cell of Dublin Coffman. Scooped up now by Springboro behind the goal line. 2:33 to go in the second. Tie game at 1. The Rocks of Dublin Coffman here at the Springboro Panthers. There's a shot off the shoulders of Kiplinger. And Will Tate will go to the bench, being replaced by Gavin Shefferly. 2:18 to play in the second and 35 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Shefferly will try to loop one home. That hits off Marshall Cohen's stick, I believe. It will stay in front of Jay Kiplinger. Wesley Boyk, after every whistle and stop, has made a lap from his crease to the boards, staying loose out there. 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3. I don't know if I've seen a goalie do it that often, but hey, to each their own. Every goalie is different. Dublin Coffman with the attack. Push from behind. Marshall Cohen has it. Boyk starting to head towards his bench with under 2 to play in the second. Tie game at 1. Rocks with 13 seconds on a 5-on-3. That goes wide of the cage, and Keegan Hoover, who scored the first goal for the Rocks, hits it off the left blocking glove of Jay Kiplinger. 3 seconds left on the 5-on-3 towards the slot as Kiplinger slides towards his right. Hauser out of the box and out of the sin bin, picks up the puck straight ahead and gets tangled up. Delayed penalty, Dublin Coffman. Here's a blast by Marshall Cohen. Off the glass, does not touch the protective net with 1:28 to go. Kiplinger to the bench, and the whistle is called. It's tripping. Coleman Hauser quickly out of the sin bin, picks up the loose puck, went that way, and curved towards the left of the slot, got tangled up as it's Alec Willis to the box for tripping, and we have 4-on-4 for 17 seconds, and then the Panthers will have a 5-on-4 opportunity. With 1:21 to go in the second frame, Dublin Coffman has scored to tie it up. It's 1-1. Cam Andrews will take the Rock side of the face-off, going against Brandon Hillard. With Hickson back in front of the blue line, out of the reach of Josh Curtin. He'll send it off the left boards, takes a sharp hop and goes to the right corner. That's icing against Dublin Coffman. Remember, we had 4-on-4. With 9 seconds left, that is icing. It's not full strength. It's technically not even strength. That'd be 5-on-5 too, but it's 4-on-4 strength. That would be icing on the Rocks. Not a bad idea by Dublin Coffman. A little bit too soon as the power play didn't start yet for Springboro. Boyk will slide towards the left. It will drop between Andrews and Hauser this time. Curtin will wait, try to wait for the power play to start for Springboro. Slips out of the reach of Hauser. Hickson cleaning up. Hauser's got it Zamboni corner with 1 minute to play in the second. Tie game at 1. Hickson out of the reach of Surikov. Crowbarred away by Cam Andrews. At the point, Surikov trying to chop it down. Marshall Cohen. 2 Rocks will go back in the right corner with 45 seconds to play in the second. 1:24 to go on the 5-on-4 for Springboro. Panthers and Rocks tied at 1. There's a clear from Dublin Coffman. Sheplin on top of it in front of Hickson. Gets bumped from behind, and Cohen will pick his pockets and slide towards the left. Cohen will flick it around the court where Boyk will try to slow it down to Schroeder now. Here's a check by Josh Curtin. Panther down on the ice after the Curtin check. Hickson trying to push it forward. Sent off the chest. In the slot. Shot high over Boyk from Slade Surikov. Trying to clear it right to a Panther was Cam Andrews at the right point. Here's Hickson. 2 seconds left. That flips over the net. Stays off the protective net. And that is the last buzzer of the second period. 39 seconds will remain on a power play once we start the third period, favoring the Springboro Panthers. Dublin Coffman, the lone goal in the second, ties it up. Power play goal by Keegan Hoover. And after 30 minutes of play, it's a 1-1 score between the Springboro Panthers and the Dublin Coffman Rocks. Here on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. After the ice cut, we'll come back and we'll talk more hockey in the third period. It's a 1-1 tie after 30 minutes of play. Springboro still with 39 seconds of a power play to goal. Springboro got a shorthander goal in the first period by Sam Hickson, and Dublin Coffman ties it up in the second on a power play goal from Keegan Hoover. There's a shot going wide by Springboro. They're quickly in their attacking zone, 10 seconds in. And Kane forward. Here's Sam Hickson. He'll drive it defensively in front of Marshall Cohen. Like I said, the Panthers are without the services of Mason Hobbs, as Coach Morris always calls him on Instagram. There's a score! Springboro takes the lead on a power play goal. All 3 goals have been on power plays, and it's now a 2-1 Springboro lead with 14:35 to go in the third. Looks like Sam Hickson has his second on the contest for the Panthers. Springboro looking to break a 3-game losing streak. By the way, Mason Hobbs is out for the Panthers, as Coach Morris always calls him Giraffe, as he is the tallest player, and it's really no contest out there. Power play goal for Springboro. Believe it's Sam Hickson with the goal. And quickly in the third. And indeed, Hickson does score. Ryan Schroeder the assist on Hickson's second one. Hickson's first one was a shorthander as Long takes right flight. Quick work by Springboro. They're going against Dublin Coffman and leading 2-1 with 56 seconds gone from the third period. Picked up neutral zone by Matthew Afford. It goes towards the left away from an incoming Alec Willis. Willis served that penalty that Springboro just scored on. Back on the ice guarding Matthew Afford it. As Springboro claws up the ice and Dublin Coffman travels down. 13:45 to go in the third. It's 2-1 favoring the host Panthers. But Dublin Coffman on the attack off the shoulders of Jay Kiplinger from Cam Andrews. Flipped up top off the left hand of Sam Hickson, going to work on the other side. Panthers take a quick 2-1 lead into the third. Andrews takeaway. Lost the handle, couldn't shoot it, but Ben Sheplin is down low to try and pick it away. Matt Kenner-Asbury off the board, saved by Kiplinger at the 5-hole. Kick forward. Sheplin eliminated in the end boards. Coming back for it behind the back of Cam Andrews as Halverson staying on the tail. As Springboro from the second intermission, the Panthers look like they're recharged, refocused, and fired up. 2 minutes into the third as Springboro leads 2-1. We'll have a whistle with 12:55 to go in regulation. The Panthers now up 2-1. Hickson has scored both Springboro goals. Lone goal by the Rocks, scored by Keegan Hoover. We'll go ahead and try to get some scores of other games around the Capital Hockey Conference in the state of Ohio. Looks like Upper Arlington battling Dublin Jerome. That's a tie game. Celtics and the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington. 12:43 to go in the third. That's 2-1 score. Collision behind the goal line. Both parties are okay. Tally Burzins back up. Surkov falling down but diving forward for the puck. Here's Cohen, open ice, left side. Cohen left the puck behind that shot. Nice idea. And it's Boyk with the save. 12:24 to go in the third. Springboro up 2-1. And we'll have a whistle and a face-off neutral zone. I believe that hits off the protective net. By the way, one of the Dublin Coffman fans that I was talking to at the second intermission told me why Wesley Boyk does skate from crease to board and back every stop. It's because of the arthritis he has, and he's also a native of San Diego. It's cool to learn about the teams that we get to see here at South Metro Sports. And it's cool to be part of one big hockey family in the state of Ohio. All these athletes battling hard. Central Ohio, the ice rink situation is a little bit better than around Dayton. I mean, you got here South Metro and Kettering and Springfield, if you count that part of the Dayton-Springfield area. Shot from the left face-off circle, gobbled up by Kiplinger. Taken by Bo Sung Kim, looking to tie it up for the second time tonight. As the Rocks trail 2-1 with 11:49 to go in the third. All 3 goals have been scored on a power play of some type. Springboro with a shorthander and power play goal. And Dublin Coffman with a power play goal of their own. Hauser squaring up. Looks like that's Evan Mitchell on the other side. Picked up by Peters defensively. Swept away by the Rocks. That was Tiago Geronimo. Geronimo with it. Past the goal line. Behind the back of Geronimo. And we'll have holding called against Justin Peters. with 11:37 to go in the third. Springboro up 2-1, but a big PK on the way for Springboro. In the box goes Justin Peters. And Dublin Coffman, who scored a power play goal tonight. 1 of 3, I believe. They'll go back on the man advantage. Dublin Coffman in the black jerseys with the white letters and numbers and green trim on the numbers. And on the front, a 3-leaf clover in the middle. Ryan Schroeder and the Panthers in the white jerseys with the blue shoulder yoke, blue numbers, and thin gray trim on the numbers. Justin Peters for holding, quickly moving on the ice is Kiplinger. That save bounces behind the back. Rebound, just trickling off Kiplinger and staying out the goal mouth. Ben Sheplin with that opportunity. Boyk with the stop as he wants his defense to push it forward, but Sam Hickson is lurking nearby for Springboro. 1:30 to go on this power play for Dublin Coffman. Afforded now off the legs of an incoming Ben Sheplin. Neutral zone, it's Hickson to Schroeder. Schroeder left wing, tailed by Geronimo and Will Tate. 4:10 gone from the third. Springboro leads 2-1. Panthers looking to snap a 3-game losing streak, and Dublin Coffman looking to split the regular season series. They did win the preseason game. Dublin Coffman did 5-4 at the Easton Chiller. Speaking of chillers, I mentioned this on previous Springboro broadcasts, but Springboro going on a 2-on-1. It's broken back up, and Dublin Coffman will U-turn around. The North Chiller is getting a third sheet of ice. There's a flip going high by Cam Andrews, and the right corner picked up by Schroeder, and that will be a Springboro clear with 39 seconds going to 5 on the 4. On Sawmill Road, there will be, well, by Sawmill Road, not exactly on Sawmill Road, there'll be the Viking Center, which is scheduled to open 2019, I believe. So hockey on the up and up in Central Ohio. And we'll have a whistle with 9:58 to go in the third, 2-1 for the Panthers. That's big news for Central Ohio and also state of Ohio, too. And as a lifelong Daytonian, I hope that things will be on the up and up as well. Got great high schools around here that play the sport. 9:58 to go in the third, 2-1 Springboro with 20 seconds left on Dublin Coffman's 5-on-4. The Rocks will try to push it up. Bo Sung Kim will whoop around towards his corner. Find on the other side, Gavin Shefferly. Now connecting back on the right wing. Picked up by Dublin Coffman. Power play is done. Justin Peters is out of the box and joins the fray. 9:30 to go in the third. It's 2-1 Springboro. That Marshall Cohen feed through the legs of Bo Sung Kim. Picked up by the Rocks to Kim. Right wing underneath the stick. And it's Surikov going around the corner. Picked up by Peters now with 9:13 to go in the third. Now for Gavin Shefferly at the right point. Squeezed by Hickson. Hickson make that Surikov towards the corner where the Rocks will play it in their own zone. Here comes Marshall Cohen in front of Kim. Flip towards the left. It's Connor Kiersey. Left boards for Meyer. Pulling it towards the face-off circle. Here comes Dublin Coffman. It's a very spaced out 3-on-2 with 2 Panthers approaching. Pushed forward by Bear Spiker off the stick of Kiplinger. No, that's not Bear Spiker. That's Matt Kenner Asbury. Now for Bo Sung Kim. Marshall Cohen will come towards the right corner. 8:35 to play in regulation. 2-1 Springboro is the score. We'll go over the standings of the CHC when time allows as Meyer draw the red line. Bo Sung Kim straight ahead. Pushed forward by Marshall Cohen, captain of Springboro. Cohen looks towards his right. Goes for Hickson. Hickson will race forward in the end zone. Hickson will play it off a Coffman bounce. Off of the stick of Wesley Boyk out in the crease. Marshall Cohen, left corner. Now for Tally Burzins. Like I mentioned, I saw Wesley Boyk had the state of California bear on the back of his helmet. Boyk's family is from the San Diego area. Here's a shot down on 2 knees off the side of the net taken by Keegan Hoover. He's got the lone Dublin Coffman goal thus far with 7:35 to go in the third. And that's icing Springboro, bringing it back in front of Jay Kiplinger. Great battle thus far. A very young Dublin Coffman squad, led by former student at Olentangy Liberty, Justin Tabor, and Grant Woods, first-year head coach. Drop between Hauser and Andrews. On the boards towards the slot, poked away by Kiplinger, and just out of the grab of Ben Sheplin. Right there was Sheplin. And now from the left corner, Marshall Cohen plays it towards the right off the stick of Schroeder. Coming in is Cam Andrews. Backpedals it towards the Zamboni openings. Hickson between his skates, picked up by Alec Willis. Quick heads-up read. There's a shot. Kiplinger robbed the shot in the slot by Cam Andrews. Great shot by Cam Andrews. That's what you do when you get open space in the slot. Andrews does that, but Kiplinger comes in straight just out of his crease and makes a nice save as Springboro leads 2-1. All 3 goals scored on a power play of some sort, as the Rocks trail by 1 with 7:03 to play. Swept towards the left past Hillard. Going down low was afforded. Here's Meyer. Now for Hillard. Straight ahead to Meyer again. Hillard lost his balance. Surikov trying to push it forward. Dublin Coffman will get the defensive grab back. Here's Hillard sliding in front of the right point. Nice down low right palm catch. Now racing forward is Evan Mitchell in the left corner. Now for Springboro. Tiago Geronimo. Again, Zach Meyer to the point for Cohen. Cohen away from the 2 closing in. Evan Mitchell trying to close in on the Springboro captain. Nice job by Meyer to wrestle with Geronimo. Push forward, now picked up by Springboro Slade Surikov. Trailed closely by the Shamrocks' Evan Mitchell. 6:12 to go in the third. 2-1 favoring Springboro. Left wing time in the neutral zone. It's Hillard off the boards. Around the back of Mitchell. Behind the goal line goes Sally Burzins. Hillard trying to battle now. Burzins breaks away from the mob. There's a Panther on his back. Curving away, far away from Hickson. Marshall Cohen on the back of Burzins. Out of the neutral zone. One-on-one. Schroeder looks to fly in against Connor Kiersey. 5:34 to go in the third. It's 2-1 Springboro, the score. Now for the Rocks, left wing time. It's Kiersey around the Zamboni corner, trying to get around the Zamboni corner. Hickson, stopped by Gavin Shefferly. Back to Dublin Coffman, past the blue line. Marshall Cohen in the way, and Kiplinger will make the catch to the legs of Marshall Cohen, taken by Connor Kiersey. 5:11 to go in the third. 2-1 Springboro is the score. Seniors on this team: Wesley Boyk, Connor Kiersey, Mac Kenner Asbury, also Bear Spiker with the squad. Marshall Cohen in the right corner, squeezed and sandwiched by Bo Sung Kim. Now here's a 2-on-1 back this way. It's Hickson. Long rebound. Save, Wesley Boyk. Wesley Boyk with the long stretch on his back. And the Rocks, rightfully so, pumped up with Wesley Boyk down on his back. Long had the rebound opportunity for Springboro after the first attempt from Sam Hickson. Kept both of those out. That's strong goaltending from Wesley Boyk. There's 5:05 remaining in regulation as Springboro leads 2-1. Face-off towards the left of the face-off circle. It's Peters trying to feed it in from the point through the legs of Bo Sung Kim. Taken down as Peters on top of the puck for Meyer now. Meyer curving towards the left now for Matt Kenner Asbury. 4:49 to go in the third. 2-1 favoring Springboro, the host in this contest. After tonight, just one home game remaining in the regular season for Springboro, as incoming is Marshall Cohen. Connor Kiersey on his back. A golf shot, Marshall Cohen Now for Peters, attacking right wing with 4:22 to go in the third. Peters now in his attacking zone, curving. Nice zigzag, a long zigzag. His shot blocked. Right corner is Peters battles a rock in the corner. Lots of takedowns in this third period. A little more physicality in the third. But it's an intense battle. Not a lot of penalties called thus far in the third period. A long pass, Dublin Coffman looking for the shot and the save by Kiplinger. Keegan Hoover maneuvering quite well in front of his defenseman. Pulls up in the face-off circle and shoots it into the glove of Kiplinger. A nice save by Springboro's senior goalie. 3:50 to play in the third. It still remains 2-1 Springboro. The Panthers scoring early in this third frame. Sam Hickson delivers twice. Loose puck off the side, make it off the stick of Kiplinger. If Kiplinger didn't touch it, that would have been off the side of the net. Tomo Sakon trips at the point. Kiplinger towards the right now. The opposite point awaits Josh Curtin. Back around for Sheplin. Here's Hauser off the stick of Cam Andrews. Andrews rips it away from him with 3:22 to play in the third. Afforded now in the back of Sheplin. And now the Panthers push it forward with Hickson driving past the blue line, tangled up with defense from behind. And now Dublin Coffman brings it back this way. It's a 3-on-2 forming. The centerman shot, kick save, Kiplinger. And down on the ice was Ben Sheplin, unable to quickly get back up and pull off a shot. That one goes wide from the blue line. Evan Mitchell picked up at the corner off the side of the net. Will Tate. And here's a long send down. That'll be an icing call against Springboro, but a chance for the Panthers to swap out their 5. 2:46 to go in the third as Springboro leads Dublin Coffman 2-1 here from South Metro Sports. It's a great turnout of fans, both for Springboro and Dublin Coffman. Springboro fans tonight got a chance to take home a souvenir hockey stick. Those things are awesome. I should have tried to snag one for myself. Here's Meyer now. Shot in the slot, goes high over Wesley Boyk. Here's Hillard with the send-off, and Boyk will stand on his 2 skates to make the catch with 2:29 to play in the third. The score remains 2-1 Panthers. Face-off over to Boyk's left. Towards the far corner, now stopped at the right point. Matthew afforded. Neutral zone pickup. It's a spaced out now 2-on-3. Bo-Sung Kim, wide right of the cage. Swooping over is Keegan Hoover. Keegan Hoover got the lone Shamrocks goal on a power play thus far. All 3 goals have been scored on a power play. We haven't had an even strength one. That one, Kiplinger keeps out of the net. Great attack by the Rocks, and Kiplinger, chest on the ice, swats it in the last attempt. Surikov now working against Keegan Hoover in the board. Surikov trying to push it forward. Hoover trying to cane it back towards him with Hillard in the way. Now towards the point, shot broken up, Marshall Cohen. Boyk is still in the crease. He might be heading to the bench for a 6th rock on the ice. It's a shot from the point off the left leg of Kiplinger. To the corner for Hillard, chased by Keegan Hoover. Hoover now with the puck. Here comes Marshall Cohen. Marshall Cohen trying to get it back with 1:26 to go in the third. The fans here in the lobby are standing up. Hillard towards the empty net. Score, Brandon Hillard. Boyk just got to the Dublin Coffman bench. And Brandon Hillard arcs an empty netter goal to put the Panthers up by 2 at 3-1 with 1:19 remaining in regulation. I didn't see exactly when that happened, but I think it was fairly close after the empty netter goal as Wesley Boyk headed to the bench for an extra attacker. And Hillard from the left boards fired on home. And Springboro with their largest lead of the game, leading Dublin Coffman 3-1 with 1:19 to play. Face-off center ice going towards the left. Batted in, Dublin Coffman on the attack. Boyk stands. The tip won't fall through from Ben Sheplin. Here's Hauser now. forward. Empty net again for Dublin Coffman. This time the Rocks will keep it in their attacking zone just out of the reach of Peters. Peters trying to box it off. 3 Rocks, make it 5 Rocks all on the board, and that goes wide as we're down to our final minute of play. Schroeder looking towards the empty net. Defensively, it's picked up by Kevin Shefferly. In the neutral zone, the Rocks trying to play keep away with the Panthers and try to cut into this 2-goal deficit. Curving over towards the attacking zone, that's flipped off the blocking arm of Kiplinger. It will stay in the attacking zone of the Shamrocks with 37 seconds to go in the third. Dublin Coffman trailing 3-1. It's empty net again for the Rocks. Wesley Boyk pulled for 6th attacker. Cam Andrews will take the face-off. He's got 2 Shamrocks towards his right, 3 on the left, as the Panthers looking to take the defensive stand in the slot. Puck all the way towards the corner. And that's going to be icing after the dramatic pause. Panthers looking to snap a 3-game losing streak against Moeller, Olentangy, and Bowling Green, as the Panthers' next game will be on the road tomorrow at 4 at the Easton Chiller. New Albany welcomes in the Panthers. And then Springboro on February the 1st will be at the Kettering Rec taking on the Alter Knights, a former league opponent. Springboro, once belonging to the Southwest Ohio High School Hockey League, now in the CHC with mostly Columbus teams. There's a shot into the glove of Kiplinger with Willis and Curtin sliding left-right of Kiplinger looking for the loose puck. We'll drop it with, I believe that's 10.5 seconds, possibly 18.5 seconds. 3-1 Panthers as Hickson, 2 of the 3 goals. Empty netter goal by Brandon Hillard. As Andrews will fly towards the right. Stick flies up on the ice and hits Marshall Cohen in the back of the head. That hits off the top of the head with 5 seconds left in the third. Here's Hickson in the corner. Checked by Josh Curtin. 1 second. That's the game. Your final score tonight, the Springboro Panthers 3 and the Dublin Coffman Rocks 1. Great battle between these 2 squads, but Springboro with 2 goals in the third. The game-winning goal on a power play by Sam Hickson and an empty netter goal by Brandon Hillard iced the deal, and Springboro picks up win number 16 on the season. They improved to 16-10-1, and believe that's the 7th conference win on the season for Springboro. The last home game is until February 3rd, as Dublin Jerome will come in on 7 at 7 o'clock on February 3rd. New Albany, Alter, and Zionsville await these Panthers on the road, with Zionsville at the Carmel Ice Stadium in Carmel, Indiana, north of Indianapolis. And then the regular season wraps up with a Dublin Chiller battle against Bishop Watterson. And then it's time for the Columbus Blue Jackets Cup, which is the Capital Hockey Conference League Tournament. 3-1 Springboro wins. And it's been a pleasure talking to you this Saturday evening. This is Lee W. Mallon signing off as Springboro defeats Dublin Coffman 3-1 here at South Metro Sportsplex.